What's up, guys? Today we're at KTM in Indian of Pittsburgh to check out the new FTR1200S. They're doing a demo day here today, so me and my buddy Dan are going to get to take one for a spin. Should be pretty sweet.
They brought out their whole fleet for this event, including 4 FTRs. So I'm going to film this with one camera on my helmet and one camera on my chest. So not only will you get 2 rider views, you also get to see the bike in action from all different angles, because there'll be 3 other people riding the same bike on this demo ride. So they have it set up basically, it's an 8-mile loop. It's not too technical, we're not going to get too crazy, but it should give you a good indication of what it feels like to ride this bike on multiple surfaces. Time permitting, I'm also going to take a ride on this Indian Scout here in the background, but the FTR is top priority for today. So this is the actual bike I will be riding, FTR1200S. This is a really sharp looking bike. I like the color scheme on the race replica. These tires are kind of sketching me out here. I've never seen a tread like that on a street bike, but they're flat track inspired. I like the trellis frame, it's kind of Ducati-esque. Here's some of the specs on the bike. It's got a V-twin engine, 6-speed transmission, 120 horsepower, 85 foot-pounds of torque. This one, the race replica, retails for $16,900. It comes with the high-end Akrapovic exhaust from the factory. It's got the nice sight glass on the side case there for the oil level. Comes with high-end dual disc Brembo brakes up front. Inverted fork. It's fully adjustable. Comes with a moto-inspired Pro Taper handlebars and the really nice LED front headlamp. You see that exposed frame on this side as well. It's got the rear passenger pegs. It's kind of got this hokey little fender here on the back, but it looks like that would unbolt fairly easily and really clean up the back end. And then to finish off, it's got the piggyback adjustable rear shock. All in all, pretty high-end components on this bike. This also has this really nice 4.3-inch touchscreen display. There's a wealth of information on here, from different rider modes to the tachometer, speedometer, Bluetooth. You can hook speakers up to it. So it's really nice, and you can control the functions on it in 3 ways, with the buttons here to the left with the touchscreen, or the handlebar mounted switch on the right hand side. They advised against it for the demo, but I'm going to put it in track mode and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think there's any speakers.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was assuming.
God.
Yeah, that is doing that.
It is pretty awesome. There's no engine braking like he said. It's crazy.
Little more, it's a little bit, not much.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
It's gonna burn your legs off.
So this was my first time riding an Indian motorcycle, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but right off the bat, I love the styling of the bike. I love the way it looks. I own, a naked performance bike currently, so, it fits my profile of what I like. First impressions, you sit on the bike, the handlebars are wide, the tank's wide, the seat's on the wider side, so that took a little bit of getting used to, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be Harley-esque with the components, but these ones are very precise. Everything's super responsive. The throttle control, the brakes feel spot on. Feels more along the lines of a Japanese bike than an American bike, which I prefer. Has a ton of torque. Right off the line, it pulls hard. It pulls all the way up to 90 miles an hour, what we got it up to today. But I can tell it still pulls even, pulls hard even on the top. It's a little on the heavy side, but you can't really feel it. It's balanced very nicely. Not really sure how the suspension is set up, but it was super comfortable over all types of road surfaces. It seemed to handle well. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not really sure how far you could push these tires on the street. I'd probably put a more performance-oriented street tire on this bike because I certainly wouldn't be doing any flat tracking on it. The price point's right in there with all other comparable bikes. So I really like this bike. I would potentially buy this bike if I was in the market for a new bike. As far as I could tell, this bike only has one flaw, and it's the amount of heat the engine puts out near your legs. My legs were burning up pretty much the whole ride. I'm not sure if there's anything you could do to remedy that, but that was the only downside of this bike. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you kind of got to feel out what this bike would be like to actually ride it. And you could go to your local Indian motorcycle dealer at any time and demo this bike. You just have to make sure you have a motorcycle license and some protective gear. So if you're interested in this bike, I would certainly go check it out. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and be sure to follow me on Instagram.